Hello students, welcome back to Excel Academy's YouTube channel. We are presenting 18th May 2020's update on current affairs. Now let me just remind you that our free video lectures are available for you all in the website. You can register yourself by clicking on the link which is given in the description. We've already uploaded video lectures on business communication, legal aptitude, economics and business environment, and also on current affairs. Our app is available on Google Play Store. You can download it and make the best use of the content available in the app. Now let's begin with the first news bit of the day. Airlines, hotels stare at large job losses. This is very unfortunate. We know because of the COVID-19, the travel has been completely banned. It has been stopped. There are no planes that are operating. And as a result, you can expect the companies cutting down jobs, and when there are people not traveling, you can expect the hotel business to suffer, and it is quite evident. Right, let's go to the next news bit. 12 lakh members of EPFO withdraw 3,360 crore rupees, says the finance minister. Now we've been discussing a lot about Employee Provident Fund, that is our EPFO, and what is the amount that has been withdrawn by the members is 3,360 crores. This is huge money, and 12 lakh people have withdrawn the money. Now earlier there was a system where the employee had to approach the employer, take the stamp and signature of the employer, and then apply for the withdrawal of PF. Now those things have changed. There is an app which is called Umang, UMANG. It is available both on iOS as well as on Android. This is the screenshot of that app. See here, you can see EPFO. Just by clicking on this, you have to enter your UNA number, if I am not wrong. Then you can withdraw the amount from the EPF account. It has been made very simple by the government. You can also avail and see the status of various other government schemes in that app. So the name of this app is Umang. It is floated by the central government. Right, let's go ahead. Companies allowed to list overseas. It's a great news that has come. It would definitely help a lot of startups. And how does it work? What is this all about? When a company is started in India, say it's a private limited company, and they decide to go public. Deciding to go public is to list themselves in the stock market. In India, we know that there are two prominent stock markets. One is the BSE and other is the NSE. BSE stands for Bombay Stock Exchange and NSE stands for the National Stock Exchange. Now, companies which are listed either in BSE or NSE were allowed to go and list themselves in the stock markets of other countries. Say, take for example the Dow market of the US or Nikkei of Japan. So they were allowed to go and list themselves. Now in the new set of reforms which are being released by the government almost on a daily basis, the news comes that companies which have not listed themselves in any of the Indian markets can directly go and list themselves in the foreign markets and start getting funds for their business. So this is a great news, and this is being appreciated by a lot of people across the corporate. Right. Let's go to the next news bit. Now there are big changes expected to happen in the business world post-COVID times. So everybody we were talking about the automobile industry. One, the sales is happening online. Two, people might shift to electric vehicles. They may stop traveling in the public transport. These are the things these are the news that we are getting from different industries. Now this is a news which comes from education. We all know education is very important, and crores of students are there in India, and they would require education. Now we know in India, if you take, we had the Gurukula system, and Gurukula system was replaced by the English system of education, where we started having classrooms. And now because of the COVID situation, the classrooms may not work in the way in which it was working earlier. Social distancing may become a new normal, and people may stress on the hygiene factors, and things may change in a big way. That is the expectation. So stepping up the efforts, government has come out with some schemes. What is it? Government to start 12 additional learning channels, one for each class. That is from standard 1 to standard 12, class 1 to class 12. So there may be different channels which will start giving information about that particular class. That's the first news. Top 100 universities allowed to automatically start online courses. So we need not go to the college at all. We need not go to the classes at all. That might be the proposal, where online classes will be made available by the top 100 universities of the country. One Nation, One Digital Platform to start. Diksha is e-content, etc. So there may be different platforms that will come up. There were steps which were taken earlier also, but it says that it was not accepted widely, and now government is taking a lot of initiatives to make online a mainstay in the education system. Now, what could be the top skills that one should acquire in the post-COVID times, and what could be in demand? First one is software development. Most of the businesses are going digital. They would all need websites, and they would all need a lot of coding to be done to bring softwares to their businesses. Second is app development and design. Most of the businesses might happen online, and they would all need an app through which people can do the transaction. Next is the data science. How to collect data, how to analyze data, how to infer the most important outcome from the data might become important, and as a result, data science may be an upcoming skill or upcoming sector. Then we have AI and ML. AI stands for artificial intelligence, and ML may stands for machine learning. So what happens here is artificial intelligence is where the computer will do all the analysis and give us a lot of intelligence. Who uses what at what time will be told by the type of or the pattern of usage bias. So then comes emotional intelligence. This is another important parameter which will be included. So all these would be the most important skills which might become very popular in the post-COVID time, is what this news bit is telling us. India brings down the corona test swab prices. This is a wonderful news. Like we tell, necessity is the mother of invention. It is in this news bit says that when all this started, the test swabs used to cost 17 rupees, and we imported swabs from China. It was not up to the mark. The quality was on the lower side. We had to reject it. So government soon approached Johnson & Johnson, and it asked Johnson if they can produce it. Now Johnson & Johnson is producing it. Now the price is only 1.7 rupees. Exactly, it is reduced by 10 times. So that's a great news, and it is wonderful. We saw Navy doctor patenting the PPE kits, the low cost PPE kits. Now we get this news. So this shows that something big is going to happen. Big changes are expected post COVID times. The last news is Netanyahu new Israeli government okayed ICE West Bank annexations. Now we are not interested in the West Bank's annexation. This is a political issue. This is going on between Palestine and Israel right from the time Israel was carved out of Palestine. Now what is important for us is Benjamin Netanyahu comes to power once again. He is the Prime Minister of Israel right from 2009. There were 3 elections which were held in quick succession, but none of them were able to give clear majority to anybody. Now Netanyahu has formed his government, and he continues to rule Israel, which is very, very important for us. This name is very important. Prime Minister of Israel is Benjamin Netanyahu. Please remember this, and we will follow this news very closely. So these are the updates for today. We shall meet you with more updates in the days to come. Happy learning. Have a good time. Thank you.